What is wrong with this headline in the Daily Mail? Outrage at claims of second Russian dirty dossier on Trump. In case you're struggling, there is no second dossier. No one is claiming that the Golden Showers dossier was the first, or that it was made by the Russians. And in this current fetid atmosphere, it is no surprise that Paul Wood, a BBC foreign correspondent, claims that he has been told by security services that the Russians have more than one tape relating to more than one occasion. Well, yes, Paul, but what do these tapes show? Because I have been told by sources that the CCTV at the local shopping centre have more than one tape of me going into Greggs and coming out with a sausage roll. Apparently, these tapes either show me eating a sausage roll or filleting it in a public place. It's hard to say, but as I'm a cautious chap, I've decided not to run for parish council in case my method of sausage roll eating might cause me embarrassment. But back to Paul Wood and this BBC fake news. According to him, I got a message back that there was more than one tape, audio and video, and on more than one date, in more than one place, in the Ritz-Carlton in Moscow and also in St. Petersburg, and that the material was of a sexual nature. I see, but what? Does he shake too much before flushing? More than twice is masturbation, you know. And whatever it is, it can't be as bad as me licking off the pastry to get at the sausage meat, as Trump dare run for parish council chairman and I am up in court on Tuesday. It seems the D notice hasn't worked, or maybe it has, because apparently I don't need to carry on calling Christopher Steele Stalin, Man of Steel, get it? As we can now read about how he was a socialist student at Cambridge and worked in Russia in the 1990s. As yet we haven't got to the bit about him being a homosexual and keeper of the Queen's pictures, though he has gone abroad in fear of his life, apparently. No doubt because of this sinister tweet by the Russian embassy that MI6 agents are never X. Dun dun dun! Before adding, briefing goes both ways against Russia and US President, which is sort of true if you ignore that quite obviously Britain backed Hillary Clinton in the election and the British government have been investors in the Clinton Foundation. And it is hardly very sinister to point out that MI6 agents are never X, given that they are bound by the Official Secrets Act. Steele's company, Orbis Business International Limited, describes itself as ethical, and apparently while at Cambridge, Steele accused another student of being racist because he visited the South African embassy. So it doesn't take a genius to work out who employed him to cobble together this dossier. The part of the report that made me chuckle is the claim that Orbis has a global network of experts and business leaders and is able to execute intelligence gatherings and complex, often cross-border investigations. Well, yes, so do I. It's called the interwebs. There is still some mystery as to whom the ex-ambassador to Russia is that passed the dossier to John McCain. My money is on either Sir Andrew Wood or Sir Roderick Lyne. The former was an advisor to Anthony Charles Linton Blair, and the second was on the board of the Iraq inquiry that found that the aforesaid Mr. Blair did nothing wrong. The Blair connection is the most obvious because of the number of times he appears in WikiLeaks in the WikiLeaks Hillary emails, and the context of his appearance as a sort of international fixer. But that said, it could have been Cameron as a favour to Soros, Obama and Gates meddling in the Brexit vote. However, what interests me, and no one has yet mentioned this, is the dossier was clearly designed to counteract the spirit cooking dinners of Pizzagate, as it started being touted shortly after the allegations of Hillary Clinton messing about with semen and blood, and likewise the attempts to pin Trump to some sort of financial link to Russia were equally designed to counteract the claims in the Clinton cash film about the Russian uranium deal. Oh, and if there are these videos from the Ritz-Carlton, is it more likely that they are the work of the Russians or the CIA, given that the Ritz is owned by the American Marriott Corporation? And lastly, if Steele turns up dead with his wrists cut, it will be deja vu all over again.